All right, let's talk about something that's hitting a lot of us right now. It's that feeling of being kind of lost in your career, you know? Like you're trying to find your place in a world of work that seems to be changing by the second. Today, we're going to get into it.
So you did everything you were supposed to do, right? You went to school, you got the good job, you started trying to climb that career ladder. But instead of feeling on top of the world, you just feel anxious, maybe a little stuck, or honestly just completely lost. If that hits close to home, I promise you, you are so not alone in this.
And this feeling, it actually has a name. And sometimes just putting a name to something is the first real step. People are calling it the quarter-life crisis. Now, the quarter-life crisis, or QLC for short, isn't just some trendy buzzword. It's a very real period of intense anxiety and self-doubt for people in their 20s and 30s. It's what happens when you're trying to figure out adulthood in a professional world that looks absolutely nothing like the one our parents navigated. It's kind of like a new rite of passage, for better or for worse. So what does this crisis actually feel like on the inside? Well, it usually shows up as two really powerful and frankly draining experiences: burnout and imposter syndrome. Let's break them down.
So on one side, you've got burnout. This is officially recognized as a syndrome that comes from chronic, unmanaged stress at work. It's that deep feeling of exhaustion, of cynicism, of just being done. Then on the other side, you have its sneaky cousin, imposter syndrome. That's that little voice in your head that whispers, "You're a fraud, you just got lucky, and any minute now, everyone's gonna find out." Sound familiar?
And here's the thing about burnout. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's not like flipping a switch. It's a gradual slide. It often starts with a honeymoon phase, where you're really excited about a job, but then stress starts to creep in. And if you don't manage it, that becomes chronic, which can lead to a crisis point and bam, full-on burnout. Recognizing where you are on this slope is absolutely key. And look, if you feel like this is hitting your generation harder, you are not just imagining it. The data completely backs this up. Millennials are reporting burnout at way higher rates than older generations. Some studies show that a staggering 42% are feeling it. This isn't just a personal problem, it's a generational one. Now, imposter syndrome isn't a one-size-fits-all deal either. It has different flavors. See if you recognize yourself in one of these. Are you the perfectionist who thinks anything less than 100% is a total failure? Or maybe the natural genius who feels like a fake if something doesn't come easily? There's also the workaholic, the soloist who refuses to ask for help, or the expert who feels like they never ever know enough. Seeing your pattern is a game changer. So what's pouring gasoline on this fire? A huge part of it is this. It's our modern comparison culture. With social media, it's just relentless, isn't it? It has this toxic way of taking everything you've accomplished and twisting it, making you focus only on what you don't have. It's a recipe for feeling constantly inadequate. But here's the most important part. This is not all in your head. These feelings are actually a pretty rational response to a massive systemic shift in the nature of work itself. The old roles, they just don't apply anymore. The data tells a really powerful story. Just look at this. One report found that for a whopping 78% of professionals, their well-being is now their #1 concern. This is a quiet revolution, and the message is loud and clear. The old way of sacrificing your entire life for a job is officially over. And for the youngest generation just entering the workforce, this is even more non-negotiable. An unbelievable 96% of Gen Z say that having a sense of purpose isn't just a nice to have, it is fundamental to whether they're satisfied at a job. A paycheck alone just doesn't cut it anymore. Work has to mean something. So in response to all of this need for balance, for meaning, for autonomy, a new career model is taking shape. It's called the portfolio career. The idea is to intentionally design a career that's built from multiple different streams of income. Think freelance gigs, side hustles, passion projects, instead of putting all your eggs in one traditional 9-to-5 basket. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. We see how the landscape is shifting. Now for the empowering part. Let's talk about building your personal toolkit, not just to survive, but to actually design a career where you can thrive in this new world. First up, we have to talk about AI. The single biggest mental shift we have to make is moving from being a doer to being an AI director. Your value isn't going to be in doing the repetitive tasks that AI can now handle. No, your value is in your strategy, your creativity, and your ability to guide and collaborate with these powerful tools to get amazing results.
And as AI takes over more of the technical stuff, our uniquely human skills become our superpower. Get this. 90% of top performers are found to have high emotional intelligence, or EQ. Things like self-awareness, empathy, building relationships. These are skills AI can't touch. That makes them more valuable than ever.
So what does a portfolio career actually look like in the real world? Well, you could be the specialist, maybe a freelance consultant who also creates and sells online courses on the side. Or the wellness expert, a yoga instructor who also has a YouTube channel with brand partnerships. Or maybe the techie who has a full-time developer job but is also building and selling their own software product. These aren't just fantasies, these are real, doable career paths people are building right now. So to wrap it all up, your future-proof toolkit really boils down to these 4 things. First, adaptability. You gotta become a lifelong learner. Second, emotional intelligence, mastering that human connection. Third, AI collaboration, learning to be an AI director, not just a doer. And finally, adopting a portfolio mindset, diversifying what you do and how you earn. Look, the quarter-life crisis feels so overwhelming because the old map we were given is gone. That straight, linear career ladder, it's broken. But you know what? That also means you're free from it. So the real question isn't about how to climb a broken ladder anymore. It's about what you're going to design and build in its place. Because the architect is now you.